Doing well and having a great day so far. If you're new to my channel, and make sure to subscribe. We got a lot of exciting things happening right now. Today I'm very excited about the video I'm going to be doing today because it's something that has been so helpful to me since I am now 10 weeks pregnant, almost 11 weeks pregnant, and I've been suffering from morning sickness from about week 5 or week 6, and I found some remedies that personally helped me, and now I'm happy to share them with you. The first tip I have for you is to leave small snacks next to the bed. This is very important because as soon as you wake up in the morning, me personally, I know I just felt so nauseous, and the longer I waited, the more miserable I felt. So I found that if I left snacks next to the bed, I have little heart candies. It's perfect time because it's Valentine's Day. Little candies have helped relieve my morning sickness, or any crackers or anything that you're able to eat, leave next to the bed, and as soon as you wake up in the morning, before you brush your teeth, go ahead and grab one of those snacks and get on up, and you'll feel a lot better. It's not just the morning time either. I love to snack in bed before I go to sleep. This is because the longer I wait, the more sick I feel. So if I'm laying in bed for a long time, say watching a movie or doing something on my phone, I begin to get hungry again. So I have little snacks next to my bed, and I have fallen asleep with some food in my mouth. So be careful of that because you don't want to choke while you're sleeping. The next tip I have for you is to drink and sip on canned peach juice. This was an absolute lifesaver for me. During my peak of morning sickness around week 6 and 7, I felt terrible, and this was around Christmas time, and I was always around other food and people cooking and things, and I just did not find things enjoyable. I had to sip and hydrate myself in one way or another because I just was not able to drink any fluids. It just felt too heavy on my stomach. And so I found this remedy months ago when I had read about if someone in your family comes down with a stomach flu, to sip on the peach juice because it allows you to just feel settled. It gets rid of the nausea quickly, and you're actually able to eat. And I tried it, and it definitely worked. The issue is that I immediately felt hungry consistently after that, so I had to buy a lot of cans of peaches. I actually went to Costco and stocked up on them, and now my body is kind of into other things, so I just have like a whole cabinet full of peach juice. So if you guys want some, send me your mailing address and I'll mail them to you. The next one is something I've read off Google, and you probably have too, but it's something that actually works, and that is avoiding large meals and just snack throughout the day. And your doctor has probably told you this as well, because mine certainly has, and I found this to be very helpful. But the only issue is that it's so hard to consistently just eat snacks all day. You have to make sure to meal prep. That's the only way that I don't get frustrated with it. So on Sundays, I meal prep all my meals that my body's into that week. And it's actually kind of cool because I do it for my kids too, because my kids snack like a pregnant mom. And so they're consistently snacking because they're growing. And so I found that it was just so much easier to meal prep my snack for the entire family. It's absolutely snacking is 100 times better than sitting down and trying to eat a big meal at once. I feel terrible if I just eat way too much food. The morning sickness almost kicks in immediately after I'm done eating, and 9 times out of 10 I'm throwing up within 5 to 10 minutes. Now this one I didn't do in my other pregnancies because it just wasn't an issue, but this one I have a little baby who's a little bit pickier, and so I found that if you avoid dairy and anything that has tons of spices in your snacks, then you are good to go. Just avoid it altogether, because if you eat those things, it increases the acid in your stomach, and then that elevates the morning sickness, and that was just a big no-no to me. And this was hard for me because I've always been told that, you know, dairy and things, it's so good for you and the baby to grow, to develop because of the calcium. But when I attempted to eat something, I was like, ooh, it was just, my body just was not agreeing with it. So I'm telling you now, even if you love dairy and your body's doing okay with it, but you are struggling with morning sickness, try cutting the dairy out and let me know if that works for you. Next one may sound a little bit obvious, like, duh, Nicole, of course I'm gonna do that, but it may not be easy because it hasn't been easy for me. And the next tip is stay away from the things that trigger your morning sickness. For me, it is the smell and just the look of meat. And I have a husband who likes to meal prep and is a big meat eater, and he's a football coach, and so he likes to bulk up and do his thing. But the thing is, he meal preps and our entire house reeks. And he's been into these gosh darn breakfast burritos every gosh darn day, and I'm like this. I just want to pull my hair out because I have to go upstairs and lock myself in a separate bedroom and stay in there for about an hour and a half. Either that or I have to go outside and go on a walk, which is, I do that every day, but then I have to sit outside. And most of the time I want to be productive because I get up early in the morning, I take my walk, I come back home, and then I got things to do. And so I want to get these things done, but I can't because I come home and my husband's making some stinky burritos and I just can't handle it. And so the thing is have a one-on-one talk with your spouse and let them know how real morning sickness is. I think my husband finally got the hint when we took the girls to the park and he had pulled out like a meat sandwich and my body and baby was like, no. And I ran over and I threw up in the park's trash can and he was like, okay, this is not okay. But definitely avoid your triggers and politely ask whoever's in your home cooking if they can just kind of take a break on cooking that thing until you begin to feel better. Then it would be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, they're gonna have to get the wrath of you, and that's not pretty when you're not feeling well and you're pregnant and you have morning sickness. It's just not a good thing. All right, so if you're a mom like me and you're forced to be in the kitchen, you don't have any other help during dinner time, breakfast time, whatever it is, but you have kids that have to eat, then I guess you have to feed them. I found out at the very beginning that cooking just wasn't the same for me during this period of having morning sickness. It was terrible, it was awful. I dreaded it. I didn't want to feed my kids. And then, I know that sounds terrible, but it was true. I just did not want to do that. And I would tell my husband, you gotta do something. You either gotta meal prep for them or whatever, because I could not be in the kitchen. But guess what? I accidentally came across a remedy that actually works, and I've been able to cook dinners for my family. I've been able to meal prep for my kids, and it's been awesome. So you're probably like, okay, Nicole, cut to the chase. What is it? Okay. So you get your favorite food that you absolutely love to eat. If you're pregnant, there's something out there that just brings immense relief to you. Find out what that is and then snack on it while you cook, because I feel like your taste buds on your tongue are so different and strong right now. They kind of outweigh what's going on in your nose. And so I have my either watermelon, my yogurt, whatever, and I'm eating. I have my banana, and guess what? I'm able to cook chicken and rice, and it's not an issue, and I'm not gagging and taking breaks and throwing up. So find out what you love and snack on it, and then tell me if it works for you, because this was an accident. This wasn't something that I read about. I was just snacking because I was hungry, and I found out that it definitely works for me. The next tip is something that I've talked about before, but just not for morning sickness. This is something that I came across as well. If you guys have been following my channel, you guys know that I am a high-risk pregnancy due to me having systemic lupus, an autoimmune disease that attacks all of my organs. Anyways, I've been taking aloe vera juice in the morning for that to bring down any inflammation in my body, but I started doing it now whenever I have a lot of acid in my stomach. I get mine from Trader Joe's organic. You get a huge 1 gallon, and I sip on that. 1, when I feel dehydrated, and 2, when I just have so much stomach acid. And I've found out that it's really relieving my stomach acid. And instead of being nauseous all day, I maybe be nauseous, you know, once or twice. And I found out it's been super helpful. And you can sip on it too, even when you begin to feel nauseous, because I feel like it normally happens after I eat. And so I sip on this aloe vera juice to really help my digestive system, and it really alleviates all the acid in my stomach building up. And it's just something that I personally found out. The taste is definitely something that you have to get used to it. I would much rather taste the aloe vera juice than sit there and feel miserable. I've tried some of the things that I read on Google about morning sickness, taking the B6. That didn't really help me, and maybe I just didn't take it so long. I tried drinking the ginger tea and I ended up throwing that up as well. I don't know if it's because the one I had may have had caffeine in it or what, but I also have a cousin who is currently pregnant as well, and she tried to sip on tea and she threw up. I don't know if it's just a coincidence or it's just doesn't really work. Something that I did find that actually worked as well was sucking on like a lollipop or a little candy, one of the hard butterscotch candies. Those really saved me at the beginning with my morning sickness, but other than that, all of these other things are things that I acquired from trial and error, and they really helped me, and I had to share them with you guys because it was such a miserable time for me. I really wanted to get to the point where I could just enjoy this pregnancy and not have to be sluggish on the couch and just not feeling the best. And it's so hard, especially when you're a mom and you're a wife and you have things to do. It's so hard to kind of be told when your body is telling you that you have to stay put and you just really can't function. And so I created this video today in hopes that I can help save some of you mommies out there. If you guys have any other awesome tips on what has helped you with morning sickness, please let me know, because mine still comes in waves and I'd love to try anything and everything. But anywho, like this video if you found it helpful. Follow me on my Instagram. And just remember, if you're going through something tough right now, that tomorrow's a brand new day. And if I can get through it, you can definitely get through it. And I'll see all of you beautiful people tomorrow as I post Monday through Friday. Bye.